Hello, everybody. What is going on, LBHT crew? B, what is going on?
Man, a whole lot apparently. Got
Yeah, man.
some breaking news right before the show.
Man, I thought I was gonna have to redo.
Breaking rumors.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna have to redo the whole thumbnail, the title, and everything. Man, we have a lot to talk about in so little time. Unless you're a patron. If you're a Patreon, we can talk about a little bit more in the overtime show. Okay, right above me, patreon.com/LBHT show. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the LBHT show. If you are new here, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. We are broadcasting live on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. All right. So if you're watching us on any one of those, thank you. I see B is putting the link in the chat right now. That is how you do our super chat. Okay, we don't do actual super chats through YouTube. So if you want to donate to the show, you click on that link right there. That'll take you to our Streamlabs, or right above B, that is our Cash App, $ LBHT show. All right, those are two ways you can donate and leave your comment, and we will read it on air. And also make sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at LBHT show. All right, Living Legends in the house. What's up, Living Legend?
What's going on, Living?
We got Zeke Hokage. What's up, y'all? What's up? Hey. We got Jay in the house. He said, Jose, remember the original? Okay, LBHT crew, what's going on? B, what's going on? Remember that, because that's what you used to say. I know. I got to change it up every now and then. I got to keep you guys on your toes. ABC Def, what's going on? Yes, sir. Yes, LBHT is in the building. King of Pugos. King of Pugos, stay ready, man.
Yeah.
King of Pugos, stay ready. King. Okay, he ready for this. He ready to talk about it. All right, let me pin this comment here. Let me go ahead and do that now before you guys start really getting. Oh, I gotta do it another way. You might have to put it in there again later on, but that's okay. Felipe, what's going on? Yes, Jose knows what it is. Yes. Raven Ron, what's up? All right, Jason Moyer, what's going on? Okay, so a lot to talk about. So little time to talk about it.
Yes.
But as always, we like to start the show with a Black History fact, and B has a Black History fact for you.
So I'll keep it kind of short since we do have a lot to talk about. There's not a lot of talk about Black people in tech, right? And just kind of the perception is that it's an all-white industry, right? For the most part. So I figured we could highlight Lisa Jalopter, who has been in the tech industry for a long time and has made some great contributions. We're all online. We all like to use GIFs, in posting and everything. You see them all over Twitter, on Instagram, and Facebook, and everything. She was not the only, but very instrumental in creating the animation behind GIFs. She helped create Shockwave. She really kind of ushered in online video as a whole. She then went on. She was one of the senior managers working to bring Hulu online. She worked for BET. She worked for the Department of Education for a while. But again, just making a lot of contributions to online video and things like that. And now, after all that, has opened up her own company, or started her own company called Tequitable. It's kind of like equitable, but tech in front. Yeah. And what they do is they work to try to eliminate discrimination in workplaces. I don't think that they have a focus on tech. I mean, they're working with everybody, but they're working to eliminate biases and discrimination in workplaces. So a lot of contributions from Lisa Jalopter.
All right, shout out to Lisa. That's what I'm talking about. And I love to hear, being an IT guy, more stories about Black people in the tech industry. We're underrepresented. It's a growing industry. There's a lot of room for us to get into that space, create jobs, create wealth. So shout out to her. And that story was so hot. It was so hot. I'm gonna need a drink of water, B. Hold on 1 second here. Oh, what is this? What is this? Little product placement going on here. Let me take a sip of this. Let me see if it's still cold here. It's still cold. If you want to keep your water cold like this, and this awesome, you want a nice awesome water bottle like this, you can go to LBHT Show at lbhtshow.com/shop. Okay, it's on the store right now. Okay, go ahead and get you one. Brodny, you're right. I'm an IT tech recruiter. Oh, okay, Raven Ron. Okay. All I see is non-blacks in the job boards. Well, come to Baltimore City and you'll see some
hiring. Thank you, bro. Appreciate
That's what's up, man. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate that. Attitude Pop, what's going on, Attitude Pop? Yes, he said, yo, he's ready.
Yeah.
Derek Weatherly, our man Derek Weatherly is in the house. He will be doing the lunch money bets later on in the show. He says, I'm a white guy working in commercial kitchens, another underrepresented demographic. I also used to work in the restaurant business, believe it or not, once upon a time.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Jose is an actual chef. Refuses to cook.
I went to culinary school a long time ago. All right, let's get into these stories, man. Do you want to start with the breaking news?
Sure, yeah. So the what's up, Suge?
What's up, Suge?
How you doing, man?
That's not the breaking news.
That
is the breaking news. Suge is here, guys.
That's
Suge
bigger
is
news
here
because this is actually true. So what came out on social media a little while ago is that it looks like the Dolphins may be trading for Deshaun Watson. If not this week, then next week. Before the trade deadline, the Dolphins are desperate to do anything to turn around their 1-5 season. They were a double-digit win team last year, missed the playoffs. Now they're 1-5, and it sounds like they are giving up on Tua. Because the rumor out there has Deshaun Watson going to Miami and Tua ending up in Washington. And it says like a 3-team deal. What do you think about that, man? You think that's going to happen?
The guy's reporting it. He's a local beat writer. I feel like these guys, especially starting out, you don't have a whole lot of credibility yet built up. They don't take chances, right? I don't think he's going to report something like that unless he has some solid evidence or he's heard a lot from it. So I do think that is going to happen. The Deshaun Watson to Miami has been talked about for a minute.
Yeah.
So I know they've been talking at least. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So even though I wanted to see Deshaun Watson in Carolina, and I know they have in the past, at least, reportedly that they've aggressively gone after him, doesn't seem like it's going to happen. So I think, yes, him going to Miami makes sense. And then them moving onto another team, which sounds like it was Washington, makes sense because, the reports just came out that Washington wasn't interested in Cam Newton, which, I'm on the Ron Rivera's a dirtbag train again.
I mean, listen, the logic makes sense. I forget who it was talking about it, and it comes down to what they say is a lot of times for in-season moves, the head coach will ask an offensive coordinator, "Do you think that you can work with this guy? You can kind of tailor the offense to him," and the offensive coordinator will say yes or no, and that'll kind of determine whether or not they look at a particular player. And basically, what he is saying is that Scott Turner, Norv Turner's son, who's the OC in Washington, has a type. And that type is Ryan Fitzpatrick, Taylor Heineke, Kyle Allen, guys who don't really have the talent, but think they do and take a lot of chances, make a lot of bad throws. And that he just kind of, feels like he wouldn't be able to really mold an offense around Cam. And that's why they're not going after him.
But my problem is this: two things. One, he's worked with Cam before.
Not as offensive coordinator. He was just, he was on staff because his dad was there.
Sure.
He wasn't the offensive coordinator.
But two, his record as offensive coordinator is terrible.
Yeah.
His offenses aren't good. So if the answer is no, maybe you got to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like, you're obviously not the talent here. You know what I'm saying? And the talent's coming in, and you can't coach around him. So maybe you're the problem. Maybe you should go. And bringing in Tua, is he going to be able to mold the offense around Tua? Because you're not bringing into Tua just to sit on the bench. So
Tua's another guy who has doesn't quite have the arm. He's not a mobile quarterback really. Kind of you remember when the Shanahans were in Washington and they just kind of wanted a guy who would just drop back and just do what he's told, basically.
Yeah.
I don't, Cam's not really that kind of guy. I think, Heineke, Tua, Kyle Allen. Those are that kind of guy,
right.
and that's kind of what they may be looking for.
Yeah. Real quick, Andre Mears, he says, "What's up, LBHT? Happy I was completely wrong about the Chargers game." Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a minute. Hey, it's all good, man. Chargers are an excellent team. Nobody would have predicted what happened in that game. Don Vassell says, "What's up? What's up, bros? Thank you for coming through, Don Vassell. Appreciate you." Tony Hendo is in the house. Yes. He said he knew he kept them for a reason. He's talking about who do you have? You got Tua?
I think he's talking about Deshaun.
Oh, Deshaun. That's right. He did pick up Deshaun Watson. We're talking about our fantasy football league, guys. Tony Hendo is making moves in there. He wants the belt.
He's making moves, but he ain't taking this home.
Oh, B brought it. The championship belt.
This ain't got Tony Hendo's name on it. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
Yes. Quan, what's going on? Manual Call of Duty channel. Thank you for coming through, man. And Couch Rider Raven, what's going on, man? Shout out to Couch Rider Raven. Make sure you subscribe to his channel as well. But yes, I think it's going to happen.
Man, wow your record, Tony. Don't wow at me.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen. Deshaun Watson to Miami. Listen, I think I still have faith in Tua as a quarterback, but Deshaun Watson's better. So you know what I'm saying? You're upgrading. That's just no getting around it. It's win-win for everybody. Tua is better than whatever Washington has on their team, right? Heineke, the other who's the other guy that came from the Panthers? Kyle Allen, Fitzpatrick. He's better than all those guys, so they get an upgrade too.
Over here too, Couch. It's not been great.
I'll tell you what, man. Our league has been competitive. I'll say that. My division, everybody's tied 3-3. Everybody. So there's a lot of season left. That's all I gotta say. Okay.
Yeah, we're in it to win it this week, though, so it's all right.
What, am I playing you?
Yes, sir.
Oh, sorry to do it to you, B. Hate to do it to you.
No. King says Deshaun ain't enough to turn their season around right now. Maybe next year.
It's still early.
I mean, yeah. Look, they're 1-5, so there probably isn't anything that's going to turn this season around necessarily. But yeah, it is still early, right? They go on a win streak. Who knows? But definitely for next year. Right,
because I have to look at the playoff picture right now, but I mean, look, right now Kansas City is out of the playoffs. You think they're gonna miss the playoffs? I don't think so. Kansas City has what, 2 wins or 3 or 3?
I think they have
3 wins. Yeah. It's still early, man. They're not out of it. They're not out of it yet.
They're not out, but it's going to take a dramatic shift.
Yes,
dramatic shift for them to get back in it.
Yeah,
but that's what Deshaun Watson is. But I don't think that even if they make that trade, that Deshaun Watson will play this year. I think that if they make that trade and they try to start him, the league will step in at that point and make their ruling and suspend him for however long he's going to be suspended.
Now, how do you feel about that? Because no matter what he did, man, like waiting until somebody actually plays, or gets, looks like he's getting ready to play. Because he's been on the team, right? It's not like he wasn't on a team. He's been on his team the whole time.
What's up?
You could have. What's up? You could suspended him already.
Yeah,
but waiting until he's getting ready to start, that seems a little nefarious to me, man.
I don't think it's nefarious. I think it's just the league not wanting that kind of PR. That's the only reason that he hasn't been suspended so far, is because Houston decided to just go ahead and bench him, so it's not a story. Had they said, "Hey, we're going to play him," he would have been suspended already. They're just kind of waiting it out. They're trying to wait out the legal process, and they don't want to necessarily make any moves if they don't have to. Because it wouldn't even be suspending; it would be putting him on that exempt list, right? That Greg Hardy was on, that the other players were on before they actually passed judgment.
I guess if I'm Deshaun's party, right? If I'm the NFLPA, and I know they're soft, but I guess my argument would be, why are you putting him on the list now as opposed to before, right? Like his playing status shouldn't be involved. Like if you're saying we think you did something wrong or possibly did something wrong, we got to put you on this list, then that should have happened at the start of the season, not when I'm getting traded and it's looking like I'm getting ready to play.
Well, it shouldn't happen at all. That's not what that list is for.
Right.
If you're going to say, hey, we're waiting until the legal process plays out before we decide if he's being suspended or anything, that's fine. I understand that. That's cool. But he just gets to play in the meantime.
Yes, I agree.
But that's not the way that the NFL really likes to handle things, and they don't want Deshaun Watson being a story. That's why I'm kind of leaning towards it doesn't happen, because I would feel like Miami would want assurances that he'll be able to play before they actually make that deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we'll see. I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I think it's a good move for Miami to try and go after him right now if they can get him for a discount. But
yeah,
we'll have to see what they actually give up for him.
Yeah, Couch Rider Raven says commissioner's list is BS. I think this whole thing is BS. Me and B are not in favor of the league punishing players for stuff that happens off the field, right? Like, let the legal process handle that, you know?
And that's just because the league has shown that they're not really capable of doing it.
Right.
Fairly.
Right. You know, because, like the punishment isn't equal across the board, you know? And it's natural to ask, well, why is that? How come this player got less than this player, or what have you? Or how come this player didn't get enough of a suspension, or how come this player is still playing in the league? Mm-hmm. Because the NFL should not be in the business of handling all of that. They're not the police. They're not the moral police. They're not the legal system. You have a justice system to take care of that. Now, each individual team can decide whether they want a player or not, but I don't think the league should be judging that.
Right.
Mikey, what's going on? He said, do you make the move with playing him now in mind, or is this to stash him for next season? It could be for next season. It absolutely could be for next season.
And that's kind of my thinking, is that maybe they're trying to get him at a lower price right now. Maybe Houston is kind of tired of dealing with the situation. And they just want to dump him. And maybe you get him for a couple first-round picks instead of 3+ players or something like that.
Well, yeah, and whatever happens with Deshaun Watson, it's not the end of his career, right? So whether they settle or whatever plays out in this whole process, it doesn't look like it's going to affect him long term. If he gets suspended for a few games, he'll do that, and I'll be behind him. He'll still be playing football. So yes, if Miami is like, we're good with everything, and we want him to play here, then you make the move, whether he plays this year or not.
Yeah. So we got a couple of questions here in the chat. Do you guys know who Chiseled Adonis
is? Yeah, I've heard of him.
Nah, I don't know who that is.
I've heard of him. Yeah. Why'd you bring him up?
Well, I don't. I
was talking about Melo. Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you guys think that Deshaun Watson or Deshaun is innocent? I have no idea, man. I don't know, man. 22 girls. I think that this is strange, and Deshaun don't look like he had this persona. I don't know. I don't think he's innocent of all the accusations.
Sure. I don't think so. Like you're not going to get that many people to lie on you. Right. And do it and not be found out. So no, I don't think he's innocent at all. Maybe like I was saying, maybe not. He didn't do everything he's accused of. Maybe,
right.
But
that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
I don't think he's innocent now.
Yeah. So, all right, a couple more. We'll get to the next topic.
Well, we can transition to the next topic right now. How are the Ravens going to handle the Ronnie Stanley situation long term?
Oh, you must have been reading the title, because that's going to be our next topic. Ronnie Stanley out for the season. All right, man. This is me and B have some strong thoughts about this. So, get your water. Get yourself some cold water. Because we might have some hot takes for some of you guys. All right, so Ronnie Stanley come in fresh off of IR, getting ready to start this season. Plays in the first game, gets hurt again, and we're led to believe that he can come back after a few weeks. All right, he can avoid surgery. He just needs a rehab, and he'll be able to come back. And now, yesterday he had surgery, which is going to keep him out the rest of the season, and hopefully we'll get him back for the start of training camp next year. That's the hope right now. But B, what's your take on all this? What's up, Sterling? What's good? Yeah, Sterling. Yes, get yourself some cold ginger ale. Yes, Sterling. Shout out to Sterling. He brought some ginger ale for us to try at work today. It's $6 a bottle. Okay. B, it was worth, I mean, every drop.
No way.
It was so good. Go ahead.
What's up, Davon?
We'll give that company a plug, Stern. Go ahead and type it in the chat. What was the name of that company? It's a local company. They were really good.
Wow. Look at this. First round tackle incoming.
Okay, yes.
Well, draft another tackle. Living legend called him Ronnie Stanley. No, what?
Okay. Before we get to that, because there are different layers that we need to peel here. B, your initial thoughts on Ronnie Stanley's injury.
I'm glad that Manuel put this in the chat here. Stanley wasn't ready to play, but forced himself to, and that backfired on him and the team. I'm glad you said that, because no, he didn't force himself to play. The coaching staff forced him to play. Now, it is not up to the player to say, hey, I'm not ready to go. I can't play. I need to be on the PUP list. The coaches knew he wasn't ready to play, right? That's why he wasn't practicing all through training camp. That's why he wasn't playing at all in the preseason. He was sitting out. They knew he wasn't ready, but they also knew that they made a massive mistake by shipping out Orlando Brown and trying to replace him with Alejandro Villanueva. And that wasn't working out. And he was getting beat like a drum in all through mini camp, all through training camp, everything. You saw what happened to him in week 1. So they knew that wasn't going to work. And they said, man, we have to have Ronnie Stanley out there or Lamar Jackson is going to die.
Listen, look, what's up, Jimmy? Jimmy says Stanley said himself he was 100%. Stanley's not a doctor. Stanley's not a doctor.
Jimmy, if Stanley was 100%, why was he not practicing?
Right. He didn't practice until like that last week, right? And he wasn't even in a full practice.
Yeah.
I don't believe. And they knew he wasn't 100%. You know how I know? Look how slowly they're bringing along everybody else. Nick Ball hasn't played yet. Derek Wolfe hasn't played yet. Like this, they know, right? But like B said, they also realized that when they shipped off Orlando Brown and didn't draft a tackle, right? They didn't draft a tackle, and they thought, well, Villanueva is a veteran. He can come play right tackle. And they see him in practice, like, oh my God, he can't play right tackle, right? They got shook. Yeah. That's all it was. They got shook, and they're like, Ronnie Stanley, we need you now, because we can't have both sides breaking down on us. Like, we're screwed on the right side. Can you come and protect the left side? They absolutely rushed him back.
Yeah.
They absolutely rushed him back.
No, I don't think that they thought, hey, he's not physically able to play at all, and he's going to go out there and get hurt. But they knew he wasn't ready. They knew he wasn't 100%, and they knew he shouldn't have been playing week 1.
No way. I put this on the coaching staff. Harbaugh's got to get some blame for this, man.
Yeah.
Zeke Hokage says, I'm nervous seeing this O-line in the playoffs. You should be.
Yeah.
We're terrible. Jimmy Kibble says
what else do you expect him to say?
Yeah.
Said he was 100% and he felt good and was ready to go. Like, what do you want him to say before he comes back to play?
When have you ever heard a player say, look, man, my ribs are still a little sore, to be honest. I probably don't want to get hit there. You know what I'm saying? Like you never hear a player say, yeah, I'm still ailing a little bit, because it's a competitive sport and you don't want to give the opponent any clues as to what your weaknesses are. So of course he's not going to say that.
It's not like pro wrestling where you have bad ribs and you come out with the giant tape on your chest so they can put as a target. All right, you don't want people to know that. No, he's going to tell you that he's fine, he's good to go, he's ready to play, and like you said, he's not going to make any excuses for because he played poorly in that game. He did not play well. He gave up, I think it was 9 or 10 pressures in that game. Yeah. So he's not trying to use injury as an excuse. He's going, I was fine.
Now let's peel back the other layer here. All these people are saying that they want Stanley out of here. You guys realize he's one of the best tackles in the league, right? Yeah. So you already got rid of one of the better right tackles in the league, and we got significantly worse. Now you want to get rid of one of the best tackles all around in the league, best left tackles in the league, and get who's going to play left tackle, because Villanueva clearly can't play left or right tackle. We do not want him now. We're stuck with him. We don't want him there. So I heard somebody say Patrick McCarry's looking okay at right tackle. Okay, let's say McCarry can pan out at right tackle, and I don't even know how great he's playing at right tackle right now, to be honest. But what are we going to do on the left side? And if you say draft in the first round, then you're asking for Lamar to get murdered.
Yeah.
Okay. Because we're not getting a Rashawn Slater. We're not getting a Penei Sewell type of player because those players go at the top of the round. We're not picking at the top of the round, and we're not going to trade to move up to get one of those guys. So who are we going to get to replace Ronnie Stanley? It ain't going to happen. You better let that man heal and protect Lamar next year. What comment did you just put up there, B?
That was Davon.
What's up, Davon? We need not entertain the Twitter takes this evening, respectively. Yes, I agree. Yes. I agree. And why do you guys want Ronnie Stanley gone so bad? Because he got hurt?
King saying don't need to get rid of him, but we had to draft quality insurance. I mean, listen, King, yes, I fully agree with that, but they're not even at the insurance stage. They don't have a right tackle.
Well, that was the problem last year. They didn't have any backup tackles.
Yeah, but I'm saying that right now they don't have a starting right tackle.
No, they don't. Bakari's not right tackle.
He's doing an admirable job considering the situation they're in, but he's not doing a good job. And I'm not putting any faith whatsoever in Juwan James.
Well, hold on.
Back after three seasons and playing well.
Well, if you look at it, we started the season without a right tackle because Villanueva was not a right tackle. Yep. You took a career-long left tackle who was already declining, right? Which is why he was out there on the street and said, "Well, let's see if he could play right tackle." And you found out immediately that he could not play right tackle. So we never had a right tackle on the team to start the season. You have Patrick McCarry out there, like B said, playing admirable.
What you got in that bottle, man?
He's playing okay. He's playing all right. It's that ginger ale, man. See, Sterling, you did it to me. But like he's playing okay, and that's not a long-term solution. That's just a makeshift solution right now. But we need something. When we get to the playoffs, we're gonna find out, guys. Like I said, regular season, we never had a concern about the regular season. It's playoffs when everybody knows what we can do and what we can't do, and they know we can't protect Lamar. Say that 4 times, Jose. No, I tried it once and it didn't work out. No. Kingbird.
I'm not putting any faith at all in Juwan James. Juwan James has missed essentially now 3 seasons, and he's had 2 major leg injuries. And so I'm not putting any faith in him coming back and being able to play right tackle at a high level for Baltimore. They took a flyer on him, and that's fine. So I don't know. They're trying to patch up the O-line right now. They claimed Brandon Knight from Dallas, and my man said, "I ain't coming." So they didn't even get him. They signed the guard James Carpenter, who's been a starter in the league, but not a very good one. So, they're I don't want to say they're panicking on the O-line, but they know there's an issue that they need to address.
Yes. And this is an issue that they knew in the offseason that they needed to address. Our season ended in the playoffs. Our postseason ended because the O-line couldn't protect our quarterback and he got knocked out of the game, guys.
My man, he says Andre Smith is our backup left tackle. Andre Smith is a tourist. He's not a backup anything.
Yes, that's not that's not a good answer. And I mean, he's not wrong, but that's not a good solution for this team. But no, we knew in the offseason that O-line was a priority. They said O-line was a priority, and they did nothing to address O-line.
Right. Agent E saying have faith in the O-line. Look, I think that over the season, you may see them kind of play better, gel and play better. I think particularly the interior will be fine. I don't have any faith in Villanueva, and I don't have much faith in Macari.
Me neither. And I hear what Agent E is saying, man. You want to remain positive. Me and B are positive on the season. Like, as bad as the O-line is, I have them going 14-3. And this is starting the season knowing that they're a bad O-line, right? Mm-hmm. I still think, look, I predicted them right now to go on a 10-game win streak, and I still see it happening. So 14-3, I see for the regular season. The playoffs is where we're going to have some problems, man, because you can't hide it. Can we put Rob Ryan at left tackle? I saw Kingbird earlier say, we should make a trade. That might still be in play. I'm sure they're trying to explore those options now, but it's really hard to trade for a good or even a solid starting tackle in this league, especially left tackle.
Any O-lineman, really.
Yeah. So I'm sure
that's something that Carolina is looking at as well, and they've said publicly that nobody is trying to trade even decent O linemen.
Right, it's tough, guys.
There's a shortage around the league. There's a lot of teams that just their O line's not great. There aren't enough good offensive linemen to go around.
Look, as much as we all love how Owe is playing right now, and he's proven me and be wrong, Owe cannot protect Lamar.
No.
The number one priority is protecting Lamar and getting and one A is protecting Lamar, 1B is getting Lamar weapons. Everything else is second priority. All right.
There you go. We got some support for Ronnie in the chat.
I want Ronnie to stay in Baltimore. Yeah. Look, Ronnie's not going anywhere. That's just, look, you got some people mad about hashtag defund defense. That's right. You got people mad that he got hurt, but you don't say anything when guys on defense get hurt. I don't hear anybody saying, man, we need to move on from Brandon Williams. Brandon Williams misses games every year. Jimmy Smith, Jimmy Smith's going to miss games. He's going to miss games.
Yeah. Marcus Peters has missed a lot of games in Baltimore.
Yes.
A lot of games.
Yeah. Yep. He's out for the year now. I don't hear everybody saying, look, move on from Marcus Peters.
Yeah. J.K. Dobbins has missed 50% of his career games.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can trade Ronnie for sure, and you'll get a lot for Ronnie. And you'll get a lot worse.
Yeah. Yeah, we traded Orlando Brown too. Yeah, I guess we want to trade because we got Owe, right? We can't block to save our lives, but hey, we got Owe. Good job, I guess. We're not going to get better than Ronnie Stanley in return. So keep Ronnie Stanley. We should have kept Orlando Brown.
But do you blame EDC for taking a page from Ozzy on that? Yes.
Yes. Ozzy wasn't always right. Like, quoting Ozzy doesn't change anything. I can criticize Ozzy for a lot of things. Wrong is wrong. Lamar's doing the right thing so far and not sign that extension. I would not sign that extension until you show me that you can protect me and get me weapons.
Lamar's a pretty decent liar too. You hear him talking about how well Villanueva was playing?
Yeah,
I almost believe him.
I couldn't have said that with a straight face.
No.
Yeah, Cash Rider, we're winning. We are.
Here's the thing about that. They are, and Lamar's playing amazing right now. The defense showed up this past week, and they are winning. They're 5-1. They also went 14-2. That didn't mean the receivers were good enough because they got to the playoffs and they got exposed. Hopefully that doesn't happen this year. I think right now I'm picking Baltimore to get to and win the Super Bowl. I think that's my current feeling. But just
we're going to have to make a move.
Doesn't excuse the O-line right now.
Not at all. We're going to have to make a move, I think, to show up that O-line before I'm 100% confident on that. But, I mean, look, we're still looking good. We are winning, but that has to be addressed, man. Another move that we made was linebacker Joe Thomas. You ever heard of this guy?
Yeah.
We signed him, and they're saying that it won't be long before he gets moved to the 53-man roster. What does that mean for our guy, Patrick Queen?
I think maybe it just means they're going to let him sit out for a week or two.
Because he's hurt.
He's hurt, but I think that maybe he would be able to play, and maybe they just want to say, hey, you know what? It's not going great. Just take a little time out, get your head together, and then come on back. I don't think it's a big deal. I think that's actually if that's what's going on, I think that's a smart thing. Just let him take a little time out, catch his breath, get fully healthy, and then put him back out there.
Now, I'm still pretty high on Patrick Queen. I know a lot of you guys hate Patrick Queen, the way he's playing. I think he's going to be a good linebacker.
Aren't you the ones who literally just said no Big Al slander this evening? And you coming back with that on Patrick Queen?
Wow. Davon said Patrick Queen will be an intern. Come on, man. It's his second year. You guys are tossing him a second year first round pick, and you're tossing him out already. Yeah. No. Patrick Queen will be fine, guys. He'll be fine. They need to play Chris Boardmore. There's a reason why he's not playing. PQ about to be treated like peanut. Yeah, and like you guys are so fickle. You guys are so fickle, man. Like 1 minute you love a first round pick, and he doesn't perform 1 year, and you want to toss him. Yeah. Big Reg, what's going on?
the blocking is getting better and better. Also, as much as I like Orlando Brown Jr., he's not doing too great in KC, so I don't think he makes a big difference right now.
Well, that's not true. He is doing good in KC.
He's doing fine, and he was a right tackle in Baltimore, and playing right tackle and left tackle are different, as y'all are seeing with Villanueva. I would not agree that the blocking is getting better and better. They're still allowing sacks. They're still getting Lamar hit a lot every week. I think and I've said this before, I think the first week against the Raiders kind of skewed people's perspective a bit because they were so unbelievably awful.
Yeah.
And now, they've looked much better than that since, but they're not good.
But they're not good. And are you going to sit here and tell me you rather have Villanueva or Macari over Orlando Brown? Hell no. No way. And if you say yes, then we got nothing more to say. Okay. Let's see. We love PQ. Y'all just going through identity crisis. Yeah.
So you're acting like straight Philly fans tonight.
Oh, that's gonna be our next story, man. You guys are setting it up. We can say you want to segue into that story next.
Yeah, that's fine.
Did I get that one ready? I did not. But Ben Simmons is guys for you NBA fans. All right, even if you're not an NBA fan, you can follow along with this. You can follow along with this. Okay.
All right, big I get you're trying to be positive. I'm not trying to stop you from being positive. But yeah.
Oh no, not at all. Yeah.
I wouldn't say they were getting better.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk some Ben Simmons drama. You guys like drama? Yes. You like drama? Yes. Philly fans.
This is very similar to the Brandon Knight story we were talking about a little bit, who just said, no, I'm not coming to Baltimore, which I just want to mention, I'm not gonna go on about this. All right. I'm not a Ravens fan, and this is a thing that I hear all the time. And I just wanted to point out, I hear from Ravens fans how much everybody loves the organization and everybody wants to play. This dude is jobless and said no thank you. But this neither here nor there. Moving on. Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons got kicked out of practice and suspended for a game.
Look, before we get into that, I just need to shout out my friend Donnie and my friend Coach Jensen. Okay, they're both 76ers fans, and they had some strong words. I let them know that we're going to talk about the Ben Simmons drama tonight, and they wanted me to make sure that we let everybody know what they feel about Ben Simmons. And they had a few expletives. I'm not going to repeat, but it wasn't good. Ben Simmons is a bleep. Okay, that was the quote. They said start with that and the show will go well. So okay. That's Philly fans for you, okay? And shout out to them. But yes, so Ben Simmons, let's go back to last year in the playoffs, okay? For those of you who don't know, I know most of you know, it was game 7 against Atlanta, and it came down to the wire, and basically Ben Simmons had a chance to score a layup, and he was about to get fouled, and he could have gotten an and one. That would have actually helped them seal the game had he gotten that. Yeah, well, right. Yeah, or would it? Because the problem with Ben Simmons is Ben Simmons has a shooting problem. He does not like to shoot. Not only does he not like to shoot, he refuses to shoot, and he's a point guard, right? On a team that needs somebody to score, and he's bad at free throws as well. So he's about to get fouled, and he says, "Oh no, I can't let that happen." And as he's going midair to do a layup, he hit the pass button. Like if you ever play NBA 2K and you're going to shoot and you accidentally hit the pass button and they just pass the ball all of a sudden, that's what happened. All right, Couch Rider.
Sorry about that.
Oh man. Thanks for coming through. But he passed the ball, and the other guy didn't make it either. He got fouled too, didn't he?
Yeah, he got fouled.
He got fouled. But they end up losing the game, and he gets questioned about it. How come you didn't take the shot? Because you're supposed to be one of the best players on the team. And he pretty much admitted, like, hey, man, I didn't want to get fouled. You guys know I can't shoot. So Philly fans did what they did.
Yeah.
Philly fans did what they did and crushed him for it. Now, the coach, Doc Rivers, didn't help matters, because when they asked him after the game, do you think you can win with him? And he's just like, I can't answer that.
He's like, man, I don't know. You saw what he did.
When your coach says I can't, he said it twice. He's like, yeah, I can't answer that right now. Right. that pretty much says I have no faith in this guy. You cannot do that as a coach.
It goes beyond that. It says I don't have any faith in him and I don't like him, because coaches will endorse players they have no faith in all the time. That's just part of, you know, that's your daily business. But I want to, before we move on, I want to pull up RTV, who says the Panthers are 3-3 though, but ain't no unemployed linemen turning down jobs in Carolina though.
Oh,
y'all need to worry about yourselves right now. Okay?
All right, we'll get back to that in a second. Let's get through the story. We'll get back to that because we got to preview the upcoming games, and then we got to bring on our man Derek. Yes. So, okay, but Doc Rivers, what he said after that game was just like, man, like, you can't do that, you know, with your players. But all season happens, and Ben Simmons says, I don't want to come back to the team. I want to be traded. Mm-hmm. And they're like, yeah, fine, we don't want you here. But their asking price is too high. They're not getting what they asked for. And he turned the shot down like anti-vaxxers. Yes. That was a good one, Living Legend. Well, yeah, man. So he refused to come to practice. And Rich Paul gets involved, his agent, and they work something out, and he goes back to work. And in practice, he decides, I'm not going to actually practice. I'm just showing up. You know, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
No, the first day he went and he was kind of practicing or whatever. He was just in sweatpants. He had his phone sticking out of his pocket. Like he wasn't there to play, right? Then the next day he goes in and Doc tells him to join a defensive drill. And he said no. And then Doc told him again, man, get in the drill. And he said, no, I'm not getting in the drill. And Doc said, why don't you go home then? And then Ben just, you know, threw the ball down and went home. No, he didn't go home. The story is he went to a strip club middle of the day after he got kicked out of work and suspended.
Yeah. B, how old is Ben Simmons? I'm putting you on the spot.
Like, how old 13? I don't know. No, he's like 25, I believe. Yeah. 25, 26.
What's my thing with NBA stars, NBA players?
They don't really care about winning until about 28.
Yes. And he's proven the point, because Ben Simmons has all the talent in the world, dude. Mm-hmm. He has all the talent in the world, even without shooting.
Yeah, he just turned 25.
Yeah, he is that good of a player. Don't get it wrong. Ben Simmons is a really good player.
Well, that's the other part of it. You know, people are kind of turning this whole thing into just that one play. Like he had a great season last year.
Yeah,
and even in the playoffs, he's the reason that they beat Washington and even got to that round. Yeah. Now he had a breakdown. I'm not exactly sure what caused it, but he had a breakdown in that series. And you know, Philly, I mean, as much as people want to pile on Ben Simmons, Philly, they did him wrong through this entire process. Dwight Howard was the only guy out there, the only teammate who was out there supporting Ben Simmons. Even before all the trade talk, right? Like I don't know why they kind of left him out there to die in the public eye, but they did.
I said it a couple years ago when he had Jimmy Butler, and they let Jimmy Butler walk, right? If like this is like they're ready to win, right? This is a grown man's game. You bring somebody like Jimmy Butler and like these are guys that are dogs. Right. And you could tell Ben Simmons, personality wise, just wasn't where they're at, you know, like mentally, like he's not where they're at yet. Like the game is just him. He's still having fun. He's still having fun, and just it's not serious enough for him to where he wants to go out and win it. It's not, you know, I'm not sure if he'll ever get there for him, but like right now, it's definitely not. And Embiid and Jimmy Butler, it is.
Well, you know what? I will push back on that too. Jimmy Butler, it is. Is it for Embiid? Because Embiid shows up out of shape every year.
Well, look,
and he doesn't get in shape either.
Look, on the court, yes, when he's on the court, for sure, he's all in.
Yeah,
he
plays hard, but you know, I would argue so does Ben Simmons.
But you know what though,
and that wasn't him not wanting to play, not caring about the game. Like he had a mental issue there.
But he always does this, right? He always does this. I mean, Embiid is taking more threes than he is. Mm-hmm. Right,
well, he can't shoot. Like, listen, he's a specific type of player. You can't change the type of player he is. Right, he's not a scorer. He's just not.
But
you can't make him one.
But you're afraid to take layups.
Well, like I said, that particular game, like that was a whole separate thing.
Yeah.
Right. That was a separate issue because that wasn't a problem in the first round when he carried them past Washington without Embiid. Right. He's the only reason they won that series. He showed up and Embiid got hurt and he had 30 something in one of those games to beat Washington to help them win that series.
Yeah.
But he's not a scorer. He can get to the basket. He can't shoot, but he's a great facilitator. He's a great defensive player. That's who he is.
Yeah.
Nobody was out here telling Tony Allen to jack up shots.
Yeah.
Nobody's telling Patrick Beverly shoot the ball more. Else you don't have to tell Pat. He thinks he can shoot. But I'm just saying, he has a certain set of skills, and you have to let him play that game.
Yeah. But you need your guard to be able to shoot a little bit. Off the record says
Rondo says no.
Yeah. Rondo will shoot the ball too, though. That's the thing.
He will, but he can't. I mean, at least early on in his career, he couldn't shoot at all.
Right, but he'll take it
now.
Yeah, but he'll take the shot. Mikey says this stems back to the Sixers shopping him last season as well. Let's remember that. Yeah, I mean, look, like I said, he's still a little immature, I think, and yeah, he wants out. And Ben Simmons has the yips. He needs change the scenery. Yeah, he's going to get it. It's just a matter of, and I don't think the Sixers handle this well either, because you have to tell them, hey, look, this is just a business. You can be honest with them. Yeah, we are looking to shop you, but it'll be in everybody's best interest if you just come to practice and everything, and just go along with everything while we're moving you. We want to try to get you where you want to go. Not this, oh, well, you're on the contract, so you'll show up.
Yeah, but that's not the kind of organization that Philly is, and they've shown this before, right? You have a player who's having some mental issues with the game, like just Alex. You can call it the yips, whatever it is.
Marco Fultz.
That's exactly where I was going. Yeah, you have a guy who you picked number 1 overall who forgot how to shoot, essentially, and it's for years you can't do anything, you can't fix him, right? And we've had Coach on the show before. Yeah. And he's talked about, people close to that situation say they mishandled him. He was used to things a certain way, and Philly said, no, you can't do things that way. You're going to come and do things the way that we say you're going to do it. And that kind of precipitated his issues. He leaves Philly. He just signed a $50 million contract in Orlando.
That's right.
He's doing just fine.
That's right.
Philly they have no idea how to handle players.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah. And it's funny because as a Nets fan, I get the Kyrie jokes all the time, right? And, get jokes about how they run the organization. Yes, Kyrie, KD, Harden run that organization. And even after those guys leave, we're going to, players will still want to go there, because an organization where players feel comfortable, they feel like they have a say in things, the word gets out. So it's, like I said, it's not just about those guys now. It's about the future too. Philly is doomed, man. Like after Embiid leaves or whatever, man, like, whether he leaves or he breaks down or whatever, it's going to be hard for Philly bringing in some other players. Like, you should have kept Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
They didn't keep Jimmy Butler. They could have made another run with Jimmy Butler there. They're making all kinds of bad decisions, dude.
Yeah. Davon says Doc asked that man to do his job, and Ben straight said, nah, homie. No, listen, no. He asked him to practice doing his job, and he said, why? I don't play for you anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, he already decided. And what they should have done is just say, all right, cool. I mean, you're here. I'm not going to actually do nothing. We're just, we're trying to play like, everything's cool. You don't want to practice. That's fine. Go ahead. You're on your phone, whatever. We're not going to bother you.
Why do you want him to practice? He's not going to be a part of the team.
Right. So it's messed up all around. Ben Simmons is going. I don't know where he's going to end up. That because they're not going to get what they're asking for him. They're going to take whatever they can get. I'm not sure Ben Simmons is going to end up in the place where he wants to be.
In Brooklyn for Kyrie, malcontent for malcontent.
I made that offer as a fan GM to my friend Donnie, who's a fan GM of the Sixers, and he rejected that offer.
Yeah, that's because Philly fans are ridiculous. I told Coach when he was on the show, this is a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Yes,
that you better trade Ben Simmons now before you end up taking Aaron Gordon for him.
Yeah, now you can't get Aaron Gordon.
Yeah, back when people thought he was a superstar, and just needed a little more time, I thought you better trade him now because he's not the guy you want. But
yeah,
here we are.
I would love Ben Simmons in Brooklyn. We need somebody, one who'll show up. We don't need any more shooters, right? We got KD, we got Harden, we got Joe Harris. We got our shooters. We don't need any more people to take shots. We need somebody that can come in there, play defense, that can distribute the ball. I mean, Ben Simmons can do everything else but shoot. He can do everything else. I would gladly trade Kyrie for him. And Philly could use Kyrie. They need somebody that can shoot.
Yeah.
So I think that's a win-win. I think my
I'm not sure if there's any mandate in Pennsylvania, so he could actually go to work.
Yeah. So I think my friend Donnie, who is representing Philly, should reconsider that trade. Okay, that trade offer. All right. Yeah. Planners of a fair trade-off. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's fair, man. I think it's fair. Just Alice says Brooklyn doesn't want Ben Simmons. They don't want to take the ball out of Harden's hands.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Need to necessarily. I mean, he can be the ball handler when James is off the court.
Yeah, because they do stagger the minutes a lot. Yeah, absolutely. He could be the ball handler when KD's on the court. Because if you watched last night's game, they didn't spend a lot of time on the court together. Right, first quarter, fourth quarter, pretty much. Second and third, it was KD had a chunk of time, Harden had a chunk of time. So yeah, you don't need to have him and Harden on the court that much together.
And Ben don't want to play in the fourth anyway.
There you go.
That works out pretty well.
Yeah. All right. Quick recap of last night's games. Brooklyn got blown out. Guys, Giannis is a monster. Simmons could come to the sorry Pacers. He might end up there.
Yeah. Yeah. LA played about a half. And then they also let it go in the second half there. They lost to the Warriors. LA, they played fairly well. Their problem, they were missing a few guys out of the rotation. They were missing Ariza, Taylor Horton Tucker. They were missing one other guy's name. Oh, Kendrick Nunn. Some guys who they were kind of expecting to score for them. And their problem is they had two guys score over 10 points. It was LeBron and Anthony Davis. Golden State had 6. Yeah, Russell Westbrook had a bad night shooting the ball. It's going to happen. But once they get their full lineup back, they'll be fine.
Yeah. All right. You want to bring Derek on now? Let's bring Derek on, and then we'll preview next week's games. Real quick, guys, make sure you hit that like button. We got 40 people in here. Hit that like button. If you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Derek said it got past the Lakers' bedtime. Got past my bedtime too. I couldn't hang. I could not hang. But yes, we're on a road to 1,000 subscribers. Help us reach 1,000 subscribers, man. Appreciate all the support. If you want to support the show a little bit further, there are a couple ways you can do that. Right above me, patreon.com/LBHT Show. All right. We have 2 tiers. We have the $3 tier and the $10 tier. Be real quick. Tell them about both tiers.
So for the $3 tier, you're going to get entrance into the Overtime Show, which is the show we do after this every week. We talk about anything and everything. We have all the patrons in there. It's a lot of fun. It also gets you entrance into our NFL Survivor League, where you pick one team every week to win their game. If they win, you advance. If they lose, you're out. And the winner of that league is going to get a trophy at the end of the season. The $10 tier will get you an on-screen invite into the Overtime Show. It'll get you entrance into it's going to be a dynasty league moving forward, where we'll be playing for customized championship belts every year.
Yeah. And also I should add, right, as we get more patrons, we can start up multiple leagues. So there'll be in the future, there'll be a few of those belts on the line.
Yeah. It also allows you to request specific content. If you want articles or videos on a specific topic, we'll do that for you. And both tiers will get you entrance into the Discord. We had the Founders Coins going for a while. Those are all gone now. We are getting ready to put out another one. We're in the design phases right now, but those will be available fairly soon.
Yeah, man. So that's one way. Another way is right below me. That's our merch store, lbhtshow.com/shop. If you like what we're wearing right here, you like what B's wearing, you want to keep your water cold just like this. Oh, know, man. All that's on the store. We put a lot of thought and effort into that shop to provide you guys with stuff that you might like. We got some more designs coming out soon as well. So go on there, check it out. Just check out the website in general, lbhtshow.com. We put articles on there. We put our audio podcast. It's this show in the audio form. All right. B writes articles. Our man Derek, who's coming on in a second, he writes articles. So go on there, check it out. Sign up for the email list. We had a question the other day from somebody asking, hey, when are you guys putting out these videos? Because, you know, it's Monday. I thought you were going to do something on Sunday after the game. Our schedule it's a little crazy. It's a little hectic on the weekend. So it's not consistent. We can send you guys notifications to let you know when we're going to go live ahead of time. So, you know, because YouTube doesn't always send out, they don't send out notifications for every time we go live. All right. The one thing that will always be here is this Wednesday show, 7:15. But everything else, it's up in the air. Okay. And real quick, one last way to support right above B, $ LBHT Show. That's our Cash App. And also the pin link that you see in the comments. That's what we use for our super chats. You just click on that link. Don't be scared of that link, man. Don't be scared. It's safe. All right. Click on that. Leave your donation. Leave your comment. Same thing with Cash App. Leave a donation. Leave a comment, and we will read both. Either one on air. All right. And we appreciate you guys' support. All right. Are you guys ready? All you gambling degenerates out there. Are you ready? Are you ready? We're gonna bring up our man. Go ahead and bring him up. Our man Derek, what's going on? Derek? It is time for the lunch money bets. Thanks for coming.
What's going on, fellas, with you tonight?
Man, we here, man. How do we do? How do we do last week?
Well, we went 2-3 on the week. Not the best results, but still right on that borderline. It's a 5-game slate, so there ain't no going 50-50. Panthers fans might feel a certain way about that. But yeah, looking to bounce back this week. I do have a couple picks that I like. One game last week, I know I came on here making the picks Wednesday, and then of course, late it's announced Christian McCaffrey wouldn't be playing and something like that.
Yeah,
you might handicap something one way and not necessarily expect them to start, but then when you hear news like a player going on IR, that tends to make you reevaluate a couple things. So looking at the new slate, that I got put together this week, I do believe the Panthers are actually favored against the Giants this week.
Yes,
minus 2.5 is where I saw it. I got a feeling this is going to be an ugly game.
Oh man.
There's not much positive to look at on this game, one way or the other. I think there's few teams out there as disorganized and in disarray like the Panthers, and the Giants would be one of them.
Yes.
That being said, I'll go with the Panthers because they got the better defense. I think they got the better offense, even with people they're putting out on the field, wide receiver wise. I do like what we're seeing out of Chuba Hubbard. He's been a nice surprise in all of this. So I'll be on the minus 2.5. In the Baltimore game, they're taking on Cincinnati. It's -6, something I dropped in the Discord a couple weeks ago. Baltimore hasn't favored too well as a favorite. Last week they were favored and they won, so it got a little closer, being 2-3 against the spread. But I think we might see more of a shootout. I don't think the defense is going to replicate what we saw. 6 points is a hell of an effort. You don't usually see something like that, especially against the offense like what caliber Chargers have.
Right.
One trend that could have possibly come into play, West Coast team heading to the East Coast. That's always something that people have kept their eye on before. But in this game, I'm taking Cincinnati and the points. As I said, I don't think the defense is going to come through in the same fashion, and we get more of that shootout style game we've seen in a lot of other Baltimore games, even though they're 5-1 on the season.
All right.
And then next up on my slate, I'm looking at the Saints and Seattle. I like what I saw out of Geno. Yeah, it was horrible the way that game ended.
Yeah.
but he was going out there doing what he needed to do to win the game. He wasn't making mistakes on the offensive side of the ball for the most part. And even though a TJ Watt was in the backfield causing havoc all night long, it didn't seem like he let it get to him.
Yeah.
It
was very unfortunate how that ended for Geno. Man, I felt bad for him. I really did.
Yeah, me too. I was able to catch the end of the game when that went to didn't it go to overtime that game? I believe. Yeah. I felt pretty comfortable because I was on Seattle with the 4.5. And so, that was one of the wins from last week. I'm going back to Seattle this week with a +5 because I do not feel the Saints might be another team that's just in as bad a shape as the Panthers out there.
Yeah, they've all asked, does Geno make less mistakes than Jameis? Well, we're gonna find out because we're gonna see some more Geno.
Yeah, and that's a fair question, to be honest. Because that game could come down to which quarterback makes less mistakes, honestly.
Yeah.
And as I said with that, I'll take the +5. Underdogs have been doing well this season. Seattle's at home, so that crowd may come into play a little bit. So yeah, I'm gonna be on Seattle in that one. Next up, we got I believe the Sunday night game, Indiana versus San Fran. I like Indiana plus the 4 points. We haven't seen San Fran really put up a lot of points in a single game this season. Few of their games have been sort of close, low-scoring battles. I think we might. I think Lance is still starting because and Jimmy G is still out for a few weeks or whatever's going on there.
Yeah, I think they've kind of transitioned to Trey.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought. But I still don't expect that high scoring output. Indy, their defense has been spotty in cases, but you also see they have the type of offense that can go out and keep up with a Baltimore. They pushed them to overtime.
Jonathan Taylor's no joke.
Yeah, so I mean, that being said, I'm going to be on Indy and the points. It only being, San Fran's only favored by 4, and it's a home game, so you could almost call that game a pick 'em.
Okay.
And then the Monday night game, we got KC and Tennessee. We've all seen KC struggles. Me personally, I was rather impressed by what Tennessee did on Monday night, even though I picked against them. They were able to go out there and play their kind of game. They want to go out there and run the ball.
It's impressive what Derrick Henry did. I don't know about
And when they make you respect the run and come up and have to deal with that, it leaves you with those one-on-one matchups. And with the guys they can put at wide receiver, that's what you want to see. And I think anybody back in Tennessee, if you think they can get the ball going on the run game and see those one-on-one matchups, there's not anybody in the KC secondary that can contend with the wide receivers that Tennessee has.
Well, to be fair, it may not even come to that because there's nobody in the KC front 7 who's going to tackle Derrick Henry either. So
yeah, exactly.
Man, I have a weird feeling that Kansas City is going to win big. I just this is how the season's been going. Like nothing that you expect to happen is happening.
And that's always a possibility, as I said 1 week, things like opposite picks do exist. You can give 10,000 reasons why Team A will win over Team B, and it's sports. You can't explain everything. Yeah, and that's the whole reason you go the opposite way.
Yeah. Good point.
So overall, just a little recap of who I'm taking. I got Carolina -2.5, Cincinnati +6, Seattle +5, Indianapolis +4, and then Tennessee -5.5. So I do have a few underdogs on the slate this week as far as how I see it.
Okay. And Raven Ron's got a question here. He says, Derek, 2-2 game parlays, Tennessee Chiefs, Broncos frowns, and Lakers Suns over. Your thoughts? Oh, and he also said Tennessee, Alabama. Tennessee, Alabama, and Lakers Suns. He's taking the over. They're plus 25.
Tennessee and Alabama.
Or is he saying the Browns? Oh, he said the Browns and Broncos are plus 25. Is that what I'm reading?
I'm not sure what he's trying to say there, honestly.
No.
Plus 5 Tennessee
yes.
versus the Chiefs. The Broncos
are plus 2
with the Browns.
Tennessee's
plus 25 for Tennessee going against Alabama. Taking the over in the Lakers Suns game on Friday.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't know the exact total on the Lakers Suns game, but that could be a game that you see him go more to the under. We didn't see the best out of Ayton for Phoenix in the finals, but he does have that size to give you that big man back matchup to maybe clog up the paint a little bit and slow things down for Anthony Davis. As far as, well, like I said, I'm on Tennessee and the Chiefs, so, I do like that play if you're going with Tennessee plus the 5. The Broncos-Browns game, that was actually one I was looking at because of the current news with Baker. I know before that news came out, the Browns were getting anywhere from 5 to 6.5, or they were 6.5 point favorite. And over the course of a day and a half from him going down after the game and that news this afternoon, the game has become a pick 'em. And in this case, Broncos plus 2 points, I'm fine with that. Even if they were favored a point or so, I'd still be fine with that. If you see that number get more into 3-4, which would be unlikely but isn't impossible, I would start to stay away from it because this game was originally put at, a 5-6 point spread favorite for the Browns. And yes, they are facing a lot of injury. It's one of those things where, yes, you can capitalize it if you catch it in the right spot, but you don't want to be on the tail end of that wave and just get stuck holding the bag.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Right. And with the spread for the Tennessee-Alabama game, I think that's really going to come down to how many points do you think Alabama's offense can put up? I haven't been watching. I haven't been watching individual teams this season as far as college football, but they have that type of defense where for that spread to be at that number, you're expecting the defense to come out and shut down this offense, maybe give up 7 to 10 points, and the offense turn around and put up somewhere in that range of 35, 40 points, however it might exactly work out. Mm-hmm. That's one of those high college spreads where it can get a little crazy.
I wouldn't be confident putting money on Tennessee to do anything.
If you're taking Tennessee,
Alabama is going to wreck the Volunteers.
Yeah. Now, if this was Alabama, Ole Miss, I could more, suggest, hey, maybe just taking a long shot, half a unit, some small $10, $20 play on Ole Miss, something like that. Yeah. Tennessee, I'm not even sure there's a point in putting that game on.
Well, it's Alabama. But all right, that's it for the lunch money bets. Derek, man, we appreciate you. And if you guys want to see more of Derek, he usually hangs out with us in the overtime show. And if you want to be a part of that, right next to me, patreon.com/LBHT Show. Derek, man, appreciate you, man. We're going to see you in a few.
All right, no problem. And yeah, folks, if y'all jump in that Discord, I'm usually in there with at least information and plays that I'm making. With the NBA season rolling around, that's a lot of schedule to work with.
There you go. All right, man.
All right. Thank you, Derek.
All right. And we will do you want to it's getting to an hour. You want to do bonus time? We can say the previews for maybe we'll put out a video later this week. Yeah. All right. Let's fire up the bonus time, guys. We owe you a video for Panthers versus Giants and Ravens. Why you make your face up like that though?
I'm not making.
I said Panthers versus Giants. You're like, oh, we got.
No, man, I'm feeling that now. Man. I'm feeling that. Joe Judge has lost them. It's all good.
Yes, and Ravens versus Bengals. So be on the lookout for that video. We're gonna put that out. Right now, let's get into some bonus time. Yes, D Weezy, man, he always brings it. He always brings it. Now, I think King of Pugo says NBA season doesn't matter till football season is over, and still doesn't count till playoffs. Listen, man, there's a lot of basketball heads out there that will not agree with you. All right, and look. Our channel, and I know there's a lot of Ravens fans on here, a little bit of Panthers fans. We're trying to grow it, but there's also some basketball fans on here, and boxing and UFC, and we're growing. We're trying to grow every aspect of that. So we're going to talk a little bit about everything, but right now it's bonus time, so it's whatever you want to talk about. All right.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead. You want to pull it down?
Yeah. Jason wants to talk about the NBA season.
Yeah, but let me put out here: we're not talking baseball though, so don't ask about that.
No. Listen, the NBA season is going to be a coronation for the LA Lakers. Is how that's going to be.
Here we go.
I'm saying, like, Brooklyn's got their issues with Kyrie.
There's no issue.
There's all the issues with Kyrie. Let's see when they're able to get that worked out, get their head back in the game. You got some, guys who are historically chokers on that roster, and James Harden and Kevin Durant. That's fine, but LA's got the
champion Kevin Durant, who beat LeBron.
Had to go and team up with Steph Curry. That was after LeBron had whooped him in Oklahoma City.
Yeah,
that's
whatever.
Fine.
Whatever.
But no, seriously though, I think it's going to be a very interesting season. I don't think the West. I think the West is deep, but not with title type teams, not like title contender teams. I don't believe in Utah. I don't really believe in Denver in terms of winning a championship.
Right.
I think the Clippers will be back. The Suns, I mean, they'll be a playoff team. I don't think they'll be contenders. Also, I think the team that you're going to see the biggest jump out of in the West, I honestly think it's going to be Dallas. I think Luka takes another step, and Dallas becomes a real threat. But I do think the Lakers get out of the West. Over in the East, man, listen, Brooklyn's the most talented team, obviously, right? And
don't be scared. Look, don't let last night's game fool you guys. Look, obviously the Bucks, I mean, the defending champions, they're really good. Giannis is, I mean, he's the man, right? But teams like Brooklyn, teams like the Lakers, like those teams that know they're going to be in the playoffs, they don't put their all into game one of an 82 game season. Right. They just don't. So you're not going to see the best of them until it gets closer to the playoffs. Right. They're going to win games as they need to position themselves 1 or 2, maybe even 3. But in the playoffs is when you're going to really see them show out. And I'm not worried about it. I think Brooklyn's going to be right there at the end of the year.
They should be. But I'm in that space now, just for this like couple year period where I'm just not going to doubt Giannis at this point, so I think Giannis will be right there. Mm-hmm. I mean, my pick is Brooklyn, but I'm not going to dismiss Milwaukee.
No. You can't. They're defending champs. I don't care about the injuries that happen. Like, they're the defending champs.
Don't forget my Spurs. We come back this year. Time forgot your Spurs. All right, it's over. It's over with.
Tim Duncan's not walking through that door.
No, he is not.
Just Alice says the all-time 75 players team should be Bernard King on it, but it won't.
We'll see. I mean, they still got one more, the last 25 to put out. I think he'll make it. He might make it. Probably won't make it, but we'll see.
They could have taken Bob Cousy off of that real easily.
Yes. Can LeBron carry Westbrook? That's real disrespectful. He doesn't need to carry Russell Westbrook. Okay. Russ can walk on his own.
Raven Ron wants to talk about the Kraken. Ferris, is that you? Yeah, we don't talk hockey that much either. But one of these days we're gonna have Ferris on here. He'll give you all you want to know about hockey. Yeah, can LeBron look? Westbrook is gonna be fine there. He's gonna be fine. I know B wasn't a fan of the move initially, but I think he's gonna be fine. LeBron has a way of making everything work.
Yeah, look, I didn't like the move initially. He's going to be fine in LA, I think, because of the moves that they made after. I think they did a really good job filling out the roster. They went and got shooters for once. But yeah, like I said, the other guys who can actually score, are out right now. So it kind of is what it is. Westbrook needs to play better than he did, and he will. I mean, he's not the same Russell Westbrook, from his prime, obviously, but he's still a very good player.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You want to leave it there? Let's leave it there. We're about 15 minutes over. What Manuel came in and said, if Jordan is Tom Brady in the NFL, who is LeBron in the NFL? You know who. Number 8, Lamar Jackson. I honestly do think when it's all said and done, Lamar Jackson will be that guy.
I actually like this analogy because Tom Brady is not the greatest quarterback of all time. So I'm glad you made him Jordan, because Jordan is not the best basketball player of all time. So that's pretty good.
There you go.
Maybe unintentional, but that's okay.
Listen, how much let's talk about this for a second. Let's talk about this real quick because Mike, I'm not sure if you're still in here. We had a discussion in our group chat about Hall of Famers. What are the requirements to be a Hall of Fame? Because we're talking about Terrell Davis, and I don't think Terrell Davis should be coming close to being a Hall of Famer. He's not. He had 3 great years for sure. He won 2 Super Bowl rings, but it's one of those 2 Super Bowl rings that actually got him to the Hall of Fame, because outside of those 3 years, he didn't do anything, and he didn't have a long career, and that's just not enough to make it to a Hall of Fame. Not in my opinion. Now, you don't have to have a 13-year career.
Okay. He had 4 great years. Well, four.
No. His rookie year, he had a good year. Yeah, 3 great years. Yeah, he had 1,000 yards or 1,100 yards, I think, his rookie year. And then
I'm gonna give him great for that. That was only in 14 games.
Okay, fine. Okay, 4 years. Is that enough? Because I read a list of because
4 years.
I mean, Stephen Davis, Priest Holmes, you could look at Jamal Charles. You could bring up some running backs, look at their numbers, and we're talking about guys that are not getting into the Hall of Fame. So in an argument for Tom Brady, we're talking about wins, right? We're talking about his Super Bowl wins. That's why you call him the GOAT. Not saying he's not a Hall of Famer outside of the rings. I think he is, but the rings is what make you call him the GOAT. That depends if you consider Eli Manning a Hall of Famer.
No.
I don't consider Eli Manning a Hall of Famer, but he is getting to a Hall of Fame. I think everybody thinks he's going to get into a Hall of Fame.
I've never been a big fan of this guy. But if Eli's a Hall of Famer, so is Joe Flacco, right? Mm-hmm. Like you're talking about one game difference essentially in their careers.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not one, right? Because 3 games to get to the Super Bowl and win it. Yeah, Eli was never anywhere near the top quarterback in the league.
Never was. Sterling says, Jose just said Lamar will leave Baltimore twice and people will burn his jersey. Listen, if he follows the same path as LeBron, that means he's going to leave, he's going to win somewhere else, he's going to come back and bring us a Super Bowl and then leave again. And I'm cool with it. Okay. I just want to see this man win.
What about Rivers? It's a good question.
That's a good question.
I would say no. But he was a great quarterback. But
what do you guys think about Rivers before we answer? What do you guys think about Rivers? Because this is perfect, right? Eli, I think we all think Eli's getting in because he won the Super Bowl rings.
Yeah.
He wasn't as good as Rivers, right? But Rivers don't have any Super Bowl wins. Had he gotten one, especially when him and LT, I think when they went 14-2 that year, had they won that year, I think he'd be a Hall of Famer, no question.
Yeah,
we don't recognize the Hall of Fame. We recognize the Hall of Game, like Dion said. That's right. That's right. Wins matter.
It's really messed up because I think Phillip was pretty clearly the best quarterback out of that class with him, Manning, and Roethlisberger, and the other 2 are definitely going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Attitude Pop, what's your question? He asked if we saw his question. Look, Attitude Pop is growing, okay? Because before he would just keep spamming. Go ahead, post it again, Attitude Pop. Go ahead, post your question, and I will read it. All right. Shout out to you.
That maturity, man.
Yes, absolutely love it, man. Yeah. So wins do matter. So when we say Matt Stafford ain't that guy, okay? I don't want to hear, oh, well, he was on bad teams. The record doesn't say it all. The record says a lot. The record says a whole lot. So just keep that in mind when we're talking about Matt Stafford, because there are people that are trying to put him in the Hall of Fame. You better keep him far away from the Hall of Fame. Rivers ain't never getting divorced. Child support.
What's up, Ferris?
What's up, man?
What's going on?
Thanks for coming through. Yeah, just Al says Rivers will be a first ballot Hall of Fame. Ooh, I don't know.
Ballot? I don't think he'll be a first ballot. I do think he'll get in. I don't necessarily think he should be in, but I think he'll get in.
Yeah. So do we all agree? Do you guys agree with me? Have I brought you to my side that Terrell Davis is not a Hall of Famer? Because I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. Look at the list. Look at the other running back Hall of Famers that are in right now. He doesn't belong in there with them. Like,
Vanity. That is the truth.
LaDainian if Matt Stafford is a Hall of Famer, then Lamar can stop right now and get in. That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. He's got more playoff wins.
Man, listen, every time you're asking this, we've posted. It's from Verse, and we've tweeted it out. Are you asking? You want like the file? You want the song?
Jay, you're making me nervous, man. Are you trying to steal our song?
Like, I can put it up on the site. You can, maybe throw us $1 and purchase a ringtone or something. I mean, I know they use ringtones, but you know what I mean. Like,
Verse.
We haven't tweeted out the actual.
Look. I'm gonna put his. Can we put that in the chat? Can I put his Twitter handle?
I mean, you can.
Verse G Boss, I believe is what it is. All right.
Yeah. Here we got Davis is not a Hall of Famer. Jamal Lewis better get in before him. Just Allo agrees Terrell Davis should not be in the Hall of Fame.
Well, Davis is already in the Hall of Fame. Terrell Davis is already in the Hall of Fame. And Jamal Lewis is not. So that already didn't happen.
There you go, Attitude Pop. The way they're treating Tua is crazy, and Brian Flores is weird and a fraud.
Wow, he's a fraud?
He gave overrated Josh Allen 3 years, but can't give Tua at least 2. And his O-line is bad, and he's not even playing hard. Is weapon. Okay.
Strong.
Listen, I agree to it. I don't think that Brian Flores is a fraud, but I agree that they should give Tua more time. I agree. I don't think he's been playing that, like poorly this season. I think he's looked better than he did in his rookie year. And if you're going to draft a guy that high, like unless he's just completely awful and you just know right off the bat he's not the guy, you got to give him the chance. You got to build around him and see what he can do.
Yes, I agree with that too. I'm a Tua fan, and I think you got to be all in. No matter who your quarterback is, you have to be all in on him, and you have to show that confidence in him. That goes a long way, right? That's one. But if you have a chance to upgrade, you upgrade, right? Tua's not Deshaun Watson.
Jason, no, that's like an original beat. It's not from a song.
Oh, yeah. Verse produced that beat. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we got it from him. So yeah, you're not gonna find it anywhere. It's not even on any of his albums. Yeah, he gave us an original beat for sure. But if you're if you're just looking for something to listen to, you can just keep watching our videos.
If you want something that's it sounds pretty similar, check out "Hate Runs Deep" by Socrates.
There you go. You probably won't find that either.
You can find it. It's out there. It's real old, but it's out there.
Yeah. Okay, they talking hockey now. I think we can get out of here. Yeah. All right, guys, that's it for the show. All right, we went 24 minutes over. All right, we're gonna fire up the overtime show in a minute. Patrons, the link is already there. Just give us a few minutes to get started. What's cracking with Ferris Buthana? Oh, I like that, ASG.
Yeah, no problem, Jason.
So yeah, give us a few minutes. We'll get that started. Guys, anybody that wants to be a part of the show, if you're not signed up, if you got $3, okay, that's two king size Snicker bars. All right, patreon.com/LBHT show. That's how you do it, man. It's a lot of fun. Trust me, you do not want to miss it. Sometimes Ferris is in there, but his schedule lately, I know he's been in class. He hasn't been able to really join. But Derek will be in there. Just, man, come hang out. We talk about anything and everything every week. All right. But if not, we owe you guys 2 videos, or maybe 1. We'll see what kind of mood B is in. Okay. And we will be this Sunday. We should be doing a live stream after the games, right after the games. I think this week will be free. So, and if not, it'll be on Monday. But we'll see you guys shortly. You guys have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your week. See you next time. Peace out.